Hi everybody, it's Amalia, and I'm here today with the Oh So Inspired collab. We're taking our inspiration this month from Danya's Doodles on Instagram. Her project is on the left right here, and this is basically a Z-fold card. I love the design, I love the coloring and style, and I'm using a 5.5 by 5.5 square card, so I am just going to score the front panel of my card at the half mark, which is 2 3/4, and then I'm going to fold it back, and that's how you get the basics of a Z-fold card. If you look it up in Pinterest, you'll find tons of other ideas. But before you go to Pinterest, watch this video and then go to the description so that you can follow along. There's a playlist of all the collabers in this particular collab, and you can see how they were inspired by Dania's Doodles particular project. On my card, I'm going to use a layer in pink, and then I have some polka dotted designer paper that I'm going to use on top of that. So I'm just figuring out my dimensions. I'm covering the front part with a layer that's about 1/4 of an inch all the way around smaller, and then I'm creating a layer for the inside of the card that's also about 1/4 of an inch or all the way around that's a little bit smaller. And then here I am cutting my my polka dot paper, and I think you get the idea here. I'm going to layer up all my pieces. Let me show you how I create the focal point. I'm going to be using Brutus Monroe's aqua pigments. This is Penny and Gilded. I used the dropper to pour a little bit into that dish on the side there, and now I'm going to be using my stick and stamp mat from Brutus Monroe to do some watercoloring, and I just squirted it a little bit. This is not watercolor paper, and I recommend you use watercolor paper so that the paper stays nice. I'm just taking a little bit of the gold and I'm painting it in haphazardly, sort of randomly. Now I'm going to go in with the copper and paint in the spaces that I didn't paint with gold. You can see my paper is already buckling a little bit from the moisture, but I kept going with it, and I think it looks lovely so far. In the end, I took a heat gun to it and I dried it out. This was still a little damp at this point, and again, here's what I used. Aqua pigments from Brutus Monroe. These are really a lot of fun to play with, and I highly recommend them. You can see that my paper is still kind of damp. I should have left it on that stick and stamp mat to dry overnight, but I didn't, of course. I used some foam tape just to lift it up a little bit, and let me show you what the final card looks like. Well, this is the card the night that I completed it. It needs a couple of embellishments and a sentiment for sure, but there's some wrinkling on the card, and I'm trying to convince myself that it's okay, but I'm really questioning my life choices at this point. This is the card the next day, fully dried and fully warped. The edges are curly and curvy, just like a flower. But that's not how I wanted it to come out. And, you know, unless you're looking at it straight ahead, that sheen looks a little dull. It must have been because I wiped the card or that particular piece off. It was still sort of bleeding onto my desk. I had turned it over and it got on my desk. Anyway, I would consider this a fail, only halfway, because what I'm going to do is pull that piece off and start again. I've still got my Z card done, and it's a semi-success. What do you think, folks? Leave a comment below. I'm disappointed that I didn't use watercolor paper, but I will. I will create this again, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Click thumbs up if you like to see failures every once in a while. And thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. Bye!